Alrighty guys, picking up right where we left off here. A lot of people. All told? I think that's a spelling error, right? I think that's supposed to be all total. There were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. Interesting. Actually guys, I'm gonna grab a water real fast, so apologies for the slight delay. It's right behind me, so I just gotta grab it real quick. Alright, I don't normally read this much out loud, so take a sip of this water. I just actually got done recording the previous video, so. Okay. They stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Or he'd done the same, of course, I see. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? Junpei, This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again.
I guess it's another one.
Yep.
A dancer?
A dancer? The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Alright. Her clothes covered very little in her prodigious... Oh, I think I said that word wrong. Jewelry, a little more.
I'm not. You better get moving.
I like how she's just labeled as dancer, even though she just said she's not. With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and toward the doors behind him.
Okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. He's like, oh damn, big tits, what up? But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Silver hair?
The first past Junpei was a young man with silver hair. Are these just gonna be their names? Dancer, Silver? He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering.
One of us, huh? What? Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. What's his nickname gonna be? Soft wrinkles spreaded from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of gray in his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good.
Lion, okay.
Doors, but neither of them will open.
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
The next to speak to Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. Oh, that guy. His eyes were closed almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone of his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had already imagined a prince would be like.
That's 9 of us then.
9 of us? Wait, there was 7 before.
All of the cards are in hand.
All the cards are in hand. Now, what does that mean? I mean, obviously I know the game, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. It makes sense as 9 persons, but... Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him.
They're gone. Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
Get it together. Oh, excuse me. Get it together, Junpei. He turned just in time to see 2 more people running towards him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him, and the other was a veritable mountain of a man. Oh, they just label him as question mark. They don't even give him a nickname.
Ah,
The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something.
All about.
Hey! What the hell are you
Mountain.
standing there for? Didn't you hear him?
eh.
The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go!
Check the doors on B deck, alright. Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Alright. Very gentle. Thrown off balance by the man and recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running
Hey,
towards.
man, that was dangerous.
Huh?
Oh. 5 and 4. There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right,
4?
4.
And this one says 5. They're the same.
The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to
Room I woke
himself.
up and had a number on the door just like that.
You too, eh?
Alright. With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at
I saw
Silver.
it was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspected the rest of you.
It looks like there's like a scanner on the doors when we zoomed in on them before, so I imagine it might have to do with our watches on our wrists. We're probably gonna have to like scan our number, and maybe we'll be able to open door 5. Whoever's number 4 will be able to open door 4. That's my first theory anyway. It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at
Me
once.
too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved the puzzle to escape. They'd all ended up in the same room, almost as though they'd been guided here.
Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry.
You think I don't know that lady?
Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running. I just love how we call her dancer and she's not a dancer. She even told us that.
Damn it!
He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However,
Fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even.
Out of my way!
oops, I cut him off. Oh. The mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and then threw himself at the door. 3 times, 4 times. Yeah, that door seems pretty fortified.
Body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it.
I mean, it's like a steel door.
There must be some other way.
Junpei turned towards door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier.
Similar, yeah.
So that means this door is probably locked too. But still.
Yeah. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he suspected. Junpei punched the door, it did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He barely finished his thought when the sea deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang unbidden to his mind. I don't know a lot of words, guys, I apologize. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back towards the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. Hey, there's another one. Number 8. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. Oh. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. Oh. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook for a second. Oh. The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell. Ooh, he's gonna be a hero. He's gonna catch her. Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Oh, he failed miserably, didn't he? Oh. Did she fall on top of us? She's gonna die first, for sure. Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own. He was flat on his back and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Jumpy? Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned. Akane! Ooh. Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. And she and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he thought he'd long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. Yeah, she's definitely dying first. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, if people do die here. Go back to novel. I don't know why it does that. At that moment, a speaker crackled to life, and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Welcome aboard. I heard him say that, but...
What?
What's that voice?
They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last, they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. 0. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static. Take another sip of water real fast. Alright. Junpei recognized it. Yeah, it's the... How could he have forgotten it? Yeah, of course.
In the gas mask.
Yep.
Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
Yep, he told us that before. Uh-oh. That's true. I said, like, if people will die, and he did say you put your life on the line.
Nonary game.
What the hell's that?
It says some of you are familiar, though? That's interesting. It reminds me of, like, Danganronpa, where, like, some of the people might have done the game before. The voice continued, implacable. I think that was the whole tutorial we went through,
What
right?
is he talking about?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Okay, Junpei followed suit and dug into the pockets of his pants. Should I be reading this right now, or will it give me a better view? We will call them the number something, the doors in front of something. Does I despair of the same? I'm gonna wait, maybe, I imagine it's gonna give me a better view, I hope. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier
I got
ordeal.
one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he asked.
On this ship, you will find
Okay,
a
here we go.
handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors.
Wow, clever.
The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess.
That's what I thought.
Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Okay. So it's not just whoever number, like, 5 is. We have to have the digital root with the people's
Only
numbers.
those
Okay.
who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door.
Oh.
All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute.
Alright.
So this thing on my arm is a bracelet.
He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and he had come to much the same conclusion.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Alright. Yep. Titanic! I can't believe it! Oh, yes. Oh, shit. The voice finished and the speaker went silent.
I hear a bell. I think it's coming from over by the stairs.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away, the 10th never came.
Rang 9 times, so 9 o'clock then?
I think
Yep.
it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
The fact that water came spewing in through the window means that the window would have been underwater, wouldn't it? So, like, you probably wouldn't have seen much anyway, depending on how low it was, you know? Anyway.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Alright. Aw, at least he wished us luck before he brutally kills all of us. The speaker went silent and did not speak again.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
That guy won't stop shouting. And the others.
They're just saying shit.
Whew.
Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts.
I have way too many questions. Who is Zero? What's the nonary game? What's it for? Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us? Or Does he have some other purpose? Why pick me to be part of this insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now? Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the
Standing
silence.
around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors?
Hey, wait! But don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this zero says.
No, that's not what I mean.
The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed.
I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
What?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes.
I can.
They're probably filling up with water, though, right?
Then let's go.
Whoa! What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Yep.
Damn. If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No, I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it.
The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped.
Interesting.
Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time
That's a
limit was
very
9 hours.
brazen conclusion came up with.
In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
Then you're saying we won't sink till then.
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful
That's depressing.
Or instead of sealing a watertight door, what if they're not really in the ocean or in water, and he was just spraying water in through those windows, and then he just turned the water off? I don't know. Just trying to think outside the box.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A deck and C deck.
Looks that way.
Hey, hold on. How about we check C deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
Huh, you're right. I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase too. They're pretty suspicious.
No numbers on either door, and I don't see an authentication device either. Nope, it's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of
All right.
the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
This one doesn't open either.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try.
Alright, the two big guys.
It won't budge.
Well,
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack, you know.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with 2 of us trying. It's very well made.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
rude.
Take a closer look.
A keyhole.
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just really doubt we'll find a key that easily.
Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the doorknob.
What's this?
Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounded by a dot. Okay, I thought that was a door handle, just...
There's a mark on it. Does it mean something?
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Pink Hair was looking at double doors. I love the little nicknames they hadn't examined yet.
More doors.
Looks like an elevator, right?
I think they're elevators.
Okay.
There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing it. Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
Or we need to do something with this card reader. And there's a strange mark here, too.
Alright.
What is this? It looks like a lowercase
More
H
puzzle
with a
stuff.
dash drawn across the upper stem of the H.
This is the symbol of Saturn.
Symbol of
It's an
Saturn.
astrological symbol.
Then the mark on the other door.
I think that was the sun symbol. We saw the same
Oh,
symbols
jeez.
on A deck.
We did?
I don't remember that.
A-deck, huh? I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
Alright.
You may as well
So
check
astrological
the answers
symbols. Lion's words urged them on, and they took the stairs up. Alright.
There.
Going upstairs, guys. Let's do
Doors next to the
this.
stairs.
There are 2 doors next to the
The
stairs.
one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one
Excuse me.
represents the polar meridian.
Alright.
I see.
Are we gonna get different keys that fit in these different doors that are like labeled, or probably something more complex? Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
I wish we could get out through there.
Interesting. If it was a dome, I think that would mean that they're trying to cover... The reason they'd cover it, right, would be so you can't see out. Because maybe we're not really on a boat.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives to open that up.
The windows, too. Huh. They're all covered.
There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. The windows make sense. You'd be able to jump out of the windows. I guess maybe you'd be able to figure out how to climb out of that dome, you know, if it wasn't covered. So, anyway, I'm just coming up with dumb theories at this point.
In other words, we're trapped. All the
Yep.
exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Then the mountain spoke.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least.
Yep.
Oh, you mean the numbered doors?
Yeah. All eyes turned towards the doors with the numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to
We'd
block
have to be
them.
crazy to open these doors.
Well, where else are we gonna go, dancer?
If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. Can't stay here forever.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. I don't know, I heard it pretty well. I'm just kidding. Their argument grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another.
Hey, shut up!
Oh damn, taking control. They fell silent and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to
Before we
flinch.
try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Is that how you're supposed to say his name, or is that a nick? I think that's a nickname, right? Jumpy?
Jumpy?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei.
Junpei! I've been saying it right! Yes! She pointed towards
We're
Junpei.
childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop. Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Oh, would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would! We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
I imagine if he found you and, like, picked you up, he knows a lot about you,
we
but...
still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
Mountain. Tim apparently seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7?
Just the numbers on your wristbands, that 7. Seemed a fair question. The Mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because
Yeah.
this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
He smirked.
Alright, I'm gonna be Santa.
Santa?
Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, san means 3. So, I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think?
Alright, you just gotta be different, huh?
Then your bracelet number.
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa.
Just like the Mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1.
Alright,
Given that, I
1.
think Ace seems appropriate.
Ace. Damn it, now we're changing all their names.
As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals.
Alright.
Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8.
Alright.
I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake.
Snake.
My
2,
bracelet
like
number
snake
is
eyes.
2.
A
Since
die.
Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice.
Yep.
Snake eyes, clearly. Which is particularly relevant given that I am blind.
Oh, he's blind! And that's why the girl was holding his hand before. And he has his eyes shut.
You can't see?
I knew it.
He kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it.
Me next!
There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with the pink hair. Yeah, do they know each other? That's what I was wondering when they were holding hands, but then I thought maybe they just met before everyone else and he explained that he was blind, so that's why she held his hand,
I
but...
want to be Clover.
Clover, so she's 4, then?
You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right?
Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. Yep.
Alright, my number's 5. So my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
Yeah, they know his name. The dancer cut him off
I mean, we all know
mid-sentence.
your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They all nodded. Akane stepped forward nervously.
Then you should all call me by my name too. Because, I mean, it doesn't...
It doesn't seem very
Oh.
jumpy.
I cut her off a little bit.
You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his.
Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do
What's your
something.
bracelet number?
It's 6.
6. She hesitated for a moment, then held out her left hand. Look at that fingernail! Right? That she could kill someone with that shit. As she claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought,
Why don't we call you June?
alright,
June?
the 6th
Yeah, you know,
month.
it's the 6th month of the year. So you're June.
Jumpy?
Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei, uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Okay then.
Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his
So
head.
this is how everyone breaks down. 1 is Ace.
Yup.
2 is Snake.
Yup.
3 is Santa. 4 is Clover. 5 is me. 6 is June. 7 is 7.
7
and
is 7.
8 is Lotus. That means 8 of us have revealed our bracelet numbers. The only one left is...
Wait, who is left? Oh, that guy,
Glasses
okay.
guy with hair like a bird's nest.
Yeah.
You haven't said a thing so far, have you?
I don't see his bracelet unless it's under his sweatshirt. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. He's probably Zero. It was difficult to tell. I'll just accuse everyone of Zero, that way I'm right. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper.
Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left.
So why... his voice actor reminds me a little bit of like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
So you're 9?
Yeah.
He extended a trembling arm. Okay. So he does have a bracelet. Makes sense. Clover looked at him contemptuously.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too.
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
Jeez. He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
All right, let me show you. I'm gonna do this.
What? By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. Oh shit, what is he doing? The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arms around her
What
waist.
the hell do you think you're doing?
Inappropriate, man. Santa leapt forward towards Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when...
Stay back.
Suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket. Jeez, where'd he get a knife? He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck.
If you get any closer,
Jeez.
I'll cut her open.
What's
Yeah,
wrong with this
that's
guy?
right.
The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt.
Clover, are you all right?
The Prince Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing.
What the hell are you trying to do? I told you. This is my plan.
What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go.
He started to move backwards slowly, keeping his grip on Clover.
Slowly. That's right. Just follow me.
Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it. What? He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke.
Here. Verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel. the round part.
Oh,
What if
jeez.
I don't?
The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke.
Are you an idiot? What do you think?
So if he's 9 and she's 4, that would be 13, which would make 4. So he's trying to go through the 4th door with just her, I guess.
I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now.
He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard.
Okay, I'll do it.
Slowly, she stretched her left hand out towards the device.
Like this.
Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared.
So that's how it works. He called that round part of the device the scanner panel. If we put our left hand on it, our bracelet number gets entered into the device. Then,
Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets
Yep.
and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Yep. Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5.
but why does this guy know so much about how this thing works?
Wait, so they're at door 5 right now? Because that shouldn't be
It's
right.
like he knows exactly what to do.
Good. Good. You're done. Next.
His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally, okay, so he's picking another person. I guess it was 3 to 5, which means it doesn't work with 2. Okay, never mind. My bad. Duh. So he finally stopped on Lion.
You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right?
Yeah, that would make 14, which would be 4 plus 1 is 5, yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down.
Ace held up his hands, palms out. The 9th man jerked his chin towards the
I'm coming
device.
over.
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it.
Verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again and a second asterisk appeared.
Now the device has both Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 is 5.
Right.
It's the same as the number written on the door.
Right, but no, there's gotta be... Yeah, no, he's gotta do his number.
Only 3 to 5 people can
Yeah.
pass through one.
Sorry, I cut that off.
If what Zero said is true, he needs one more person.
It's gonna be himself, right?
Who does he need?
Get back.
His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back.
No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The 9th man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
Don't tell me.
That was when Junpei understood his plan.
Clover's 4 and Ace's 1.
Yup.
To the 9th man's 9.
Yup.
4 plus 1 plus 9 is 14.
Yup.
Digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is, in other words...
Crazy motherfucker.
Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare.
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. So this wasted one of our doors, which means we're gonna have, and that used 3 people, which means we're gonna have 6 people and only 5 can go through the next door. Damn it.
Good. I don't need you anymore.
He let go of Clover. Junpei left to the 9th man, but he wasn't fast
Here.
enough.
She's all.
He's all yours. Oops, sorry, I cut it off again. The man shoved Clover. and hop through the door.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
But the other two need to get in there too, right?
I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye.
He raised his hand and waved, twisted some mark on his face. Then he was gone. No, the doors are shutting! That's not fair. What about the other two?
Clover, are you all right?
Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulders for support. Can you reuse the door, I wonder? Junpei ran to the door.
Bastard!
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled.
Open, damn it!
They grunted and strained, but nothing.
Shit! It won't budge.
That was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
Uh-oh. Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it?
Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man.
Why isn't it stopping?
Uh-oh.
God damn it! You lied!
Lied?
He about to die?
This wasn't supposed to happen!
Does he need, like, more people to get through the next door or something?
This is wrong! This is wrong!
His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
What's happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you!
No, fuck you, go die.
Please get me out of here! Get me out of here!
No!
Ah, God damn it!
Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Yep.
Why?
Makes
Why
sense.
won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Oh my god, oh my god! There's no time left!
Uh-oh.
Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here!
You did this to yourself, fool.
It was him! He killed me! It was him!
Jeez. Oh. Yep, I thought it might have been a bomb countdown. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room.
A beep?
All eyes turned towards
Did
it.
that thing just make that
Vacant.
sound?
Yep.
The display changed from engaged to vacant.
Let's see if we can open it.
The mountain swallowed hard.
Okay.
Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel. Alright.
Registered my bracelet number, but it won't open with one person. We need at least 2 more people.
What to do? Oh shit. This is gonna be a tough call. I feel like this is a good stopping point, because we had what happened to that guy, and now we're at a pretty tough decision. I think we might save it for the next episode, guys. So, I'm gonna save, and that's gonna be it for me tonight. I am able to save here, right? It seems like it. Alright, so when we get back, I guess we're gonna be opening... It made the choice for me, so just to give you guys an idea of what's been on my mind for this whole thing, I was thinking we were gonna have to open both doors, and we were gonna have to pick who gets selected for each door. And I was trying to think, like, okay, I was waiting until we got to the point, but I was like, we might have to break the groups up into 2 groups and try to make it so everybody can go, but now we're already down 1.
So, but now we're gonna have to pick one of these groups and go into that room. But if we make it all the way through, will it disengage for other people to go through? So I wonder, basically my thought is, I wonder whenever I go to do this puzzle, if I need to try to pick one of these groups that will make it so the rest of them will still be able to go through another door, you know? So, like, if I took Ace and Lotus, that would leave 7, 2, 6, and 3, which would be... I guess I'll figure this out next time, but that's basically my thought process, but we're already 50 minutes into this video, so I think we'll call it for this one and pick back up right here in the next one, guys. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.